Hi everyone, my name is Sanjeev. In this video, I'm going to demo how to create, retrieve, update and delete data from Oracle table in Mule application using database connector. For demo, I will move to the AnyPoint Studio now. I will create new Mule project, file, new Mule project. I will give the name database, card, demo. I will click finish. I will drag HTTP listener component. I will create connector configuration. I will keep this configuration value to default. I will give the resource name slash select. So in this flow, I'm going to retrieve the data from the database. Let me show you the table. So here is the table, student underscore master, and these are the column ID, name, stream, school name, and class. So I will retrieve the data from this table. I will add the database connector to the project now. I will click add module, drag the database to here. Database connector has been added to the project. Now I will select the select operation and drag it inside the flow. Here I will create the database connector configuration. For connection type, I will select Oracle. Now I will add the JDBC driver. So I will click configuration, use local file, click browse. I will select the Oracle JDBC 11.jar, click open. So JDBC driver has been now selected. Click OK. JDBC driver has been configured. Now I will add the connector configuration properties. For host, I will use localhost, port 1521, username, student. I will enter now password. Service name, I have created service name XEPDB1. Test the connection. Test connection successful. Click OK. Now I will write the SQL query. I have already written the SQL query, so I will copy from Notepad. I will select all the student from the student master table where stream is equal to. I will provide parameter for stream. So for parameter, I will give the name stream and I will pass this parameter. So I need to create input parameter here. Vars dot stream. So I will retrieve the value from variable. So for that, I need to create a variable first. So I will go to the core and drag the set variable component inside flow. And I will create the variable name stream. The value of the stream will come from query parameter. So I will provide the query parameter attributes dot query param dot stream. So we will pass the query parameter stream that will set to the stream variable, and that's what we are passing here to the stream parameter. in select query. Now I will drag the transform message component. I will change the media type to JSON. So now caller of the resource will get the response in JSON format. Now I will save the project, right click, run the project. Now this project will be deployed inside embedded runtime. Project has been deployed. Now I will invoke this resource /select from Postman. So I will go to the Postman. Localhost colon 8081 slash select, and I will pass the query parameter stream. So stream is equal to science. That means I want to retrieve all the student from student master table where stream is equal to science. Click send button. Okay, we got the response. So we got the 3 students, Tom, David, and Mike. They all are from science stream. And they belong to school Sishumandir, Delhi College, and Delhi College. 2 students from Delhi College and 1 from Sishumandir. Now let me retrieve the student with the stream art. So I'm sending stream is equal to art as a query parameter. Click send button. We don't have any record. Let me go back to SQL Plus and let's see, do we have any student with the stream art. Select star from student master where stream is equal to art. So we don't have any student with the stream art, that's why we are not getting it. Let's try with the stream is equal to science. Okay, we got the student with the stream science. So we have Tom, David, and Mike, 3 students from the stream science, and that's what we got here, 3 students with the stream science. Okay, now I will go back to the studio. Now I will insert the record in the student master table. So I will create a new flow. I will drag the HTTP listener. I will give the path /create to insert the records. I will drag the logger component and I will log the payload. Now I will go to the database connector and drag the insert operation inside this flow. I will select the connector configuration that we already created for previous flow. I will choose the same configuration. Okay, here I will copy the insert query. So I will go back to Notepad for inserting a new record. I will copy this query, paste it here. So I will insert the record in student master and I will pass all these column. here are the value of the column. Okay, now I need to provide input parameter. So I will create the input parameter. Payload.id. Payload.name. Payload.stream. School underscore name. Payload.school underscore name. Payload.class. So I have provided all the input parameter that I am using in the query, insert query. Now I will drag the transform message component. I will change the media type to JSON, and I will send the JSON payload to the caller of this URL. So I will use this create resource to create a new record in the student master table. So I'll go back to Postman, and here I will use the create resource to create the record in student master table. I will use post method, body, raw. I will send JSON payload, request payload. Okay, let me copy the request payload from Notepad. So this is the payload I will use to insert a new record in student master table. So I'm sending this record in JSON format, ID, name, stream, school name, and class. I'm going to click send button now. Okay, no listener create. Let me see in studio what went wrong. Create is there. Okay, I didn't save the project, so I need to save the project so it can be redeployed. So I save the project, now it will be redeployed. So project is getting redeployed now. Okay, project has been redeployed. Let me clear the console. Now I will go back to Postman and I will invoke the create resource again, and I will send this request payload in JSON format. So I am going to click send button. Okay, we got the response affected rows 1. That means one record has been inserted, and we should find this record in the database. So I will go back to select resource. So we inserted the record in a science stream. So I will retrieve the science stream here. Right now, previously we had 3 records. We should see 4th record as well. So I am going to call this resource again. We inserted this record, Matthew, Delhi Public School, ID 107, class 11. That's what we inserted. Matthew, science stream, Delhi Public School, class 11, ID 107. And that's what we are seeing here, because we have created here with the create resource. Now I will go back to studio and I will update the record. So I will create a new flow. For that, I will drag the HTTP listener. I will give the path /update. Go to the database connector. I will drag the update operation. I will select the database configuration that we already created. Now here I will copy the update query. So I'll go back to the notepad and I will copy this update query. Here I want to update this student master table and I want to set the stream to the stream that we are going to send, where school name equivalent to school name that we'll send. Let me create the input parameter. Stream payload dot stream. You'll get the stream from payload. School underscore name payload dot school underscore name. Now I will add the transform message component. I will change the media type to JSON. Now from Postman, I will invoke this resource /update and I will see we can update the records or not. So I'll go back to Postman. I will copy the URL here and I will change this resource name to update. I will change the method post body raw and I will send the JSON request payload. Let me get the payload from Notepad. So this is the payload that I'm going to send. So for daily college, I'm going to change the stream to science for all the students. So let me first check what is the stream currently for the all the student of Delhi College. So I will go to the select resource. So for Delhi College, right now stream is science. So when we'll update this, it should change to the art. So I will update the update payload first. So from the science, I will make this to art. So once I will invoke this resource, all the Delhi College student should have the stream art. Currently they have a stream science. So I will invoke this, click the send button. Okay, the resource name does not exist. That means I think we haven't saved the project. So let's save the project. It is getting redeployed. Project has been redeployed. Now go back to Postman. I will invoke this update resource again. Click send button. Okay, 2 rows has been affected. That means 2 records has been updated. So let me go back to select resource. Here we have 2 students in Delhi College and previously they had a stream science, and when we did update, it should have already been updated to stream art. So I will refresh this, send this call again. So I'm invoking this resource again, click send button. So Delhi College is not coming in the in the response because we are only retrieving the stream science, and we already updated the daily college student to the art. So all students are now having art stream, and that's why we are not seeing the students here in this resource call. We are only getting the student with the stream science. So when we will call this resource again with the stream art, we should get the daily college student. So I'm going to invoke this resource again. Okay, we got the response. Now we have a daily college and all students have stream art now. Okay, so our update flow is working. Now I will go back to the studio. Now I will create the flow for delete. So I will drag the HTTP listener. I will give the path /delete. Now I will drag the delete operation from database connector. I will select the database connector configuration. Now I will copy the delete query. So I'll go back to Notepad. I will copy the delete query here. So here I'm deleting for the ID. So I'm deleting student by ID. So I need to provide input parameter ID. I will create variable to pass this value. So I will go to the core, drag the set variable component. I will give the name ID, and I will pass this value ID from the URI parameter. So I need to update the resource. Here I need to pass the URI parameter. So I will give the URI parameter name ID, capital I, capital D. And here I will give the value from URI parameter. So attributes dot URI param dot ID, and I will set this value to the ID variable, and that's what I'm using here. ID, I'm getting the value from variable ID, and that I'm passing to the query. Yeah. Now I will save the project. This will be redeployed. Project is redeployed. Now I will go back to the Postman. Now I will invoke the delete resource. And I will pass the URI parameter 107. And here I will use the delete method. Okay, so 107, let me check which record have 107. So here's 101, 100. Let me try in the science stream. Click send. So this is 107. So once I delete the record, we should not see this record anymore when we invoke the select resource. So let me go back here and I will now invoke the delete resource. I'm going to delete record with ID 107. Click send. Okay, this call was successful because 200 OK is coming. but the response is in the Java format. We haven't added the transform message component, didn't converted the response in the JSON format. That's why we're not getting in JSON format here response, but a record has been deleted. Let's go back to select query. Now I will invoke the select resource. Once I invoke the select resource, this record should not show up. So I will invoke this resource, click send. Okay, that record has been gone. We are not able to see 107. Let me go back to Studio, and here I will add a transform message component. And I will change the media type to JSON. Reload. Now I should see the readable response. I will save the project. This will be redeployed. Okay, project has been redeployed. Now let me go back to Postman. Now I will delete this 105 student. Go back to delete resource. Now I want to delete 105. Click send button. Okay. Operation successful. 200. Okay. One record has been deleted because we got the response 1. Let me go back to select resource. So this has been deleted. So we should not see this once we invoke this resource. Click send. Okay, we are not seeing any student in the science stream because we have deleted 105 as well. So this is all in this video. I have showed you how to select the record from the Oracle database, how to insert the record in database, how to update the record in database table, and how to delete the record from the database table. I hope you understood the CRUD operation, how we can use the database connector to select, create, update, and delete the record in database table. I hope you understood the concept. If you like this video, click the like button and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.